course, no male's life is going to be complete without two beautiful females inside this habitat. We also have the lovely Helen and the lovely Hannah. Now folks, we have learned a lot about Pacific white-sided dolphins over the years, but they are still a relatively large mystery to us. But luckily, here at the Vancouver Aquarium, with the help of Spinnaker, Helen, and Hannah, we're working very hard to uncover those mysteries and learn about these amazing animals. Now it's important to note that working with Pacific white-sided dolphins is a bit different, as they are uncommon in facilities like this. They can be identified by their stunning torpedo-shaped bodies and the black, gray, and white colorations on their sides. Now, Pacific white-sided dolphins are considered to be one of the most acrobatic species in the world. There's a great example. As their name suggests, Pacific, they are found in the North Pacific Ocean. So they've been spotted from Mexico up to Alaska and all the way across the Pacific onto the coast of Japan. Now, I am curious to know if any of you have seen this species of dolphin in the ocean before. By a show of hands. We've seen a video of a BC ferry in the Strait of Georgia showcasing some aerials and acrobatics, just like the ones we've been seeing right here. But these animals are facing many dangers in the open ocean, and Hannah, Helen, and Spinnaker, unfortunately, have first-hand experience with those threats. So I'm going to invite Christy, as somebody who works so closely with them and is very excited, to tell us a little bit about these animal stories of survival.
Thanks, David. All three of our dolphins are what we refer to as rescue and rehabilitated animals. They were all found entangled in fishing nets off the coast of Japan, and then brought to a rehabilitation facility where they were deemed non-releasable. Luckily, we've been able to provide them with a permanent home here at the Wild Coast. Now, working with me today is Spinnaker. He's been at the aquarium since 2001, and we've been able to build and maintain a very strong relationship with him in order to provide him with the best possible care through training and regular checkups. Everything that we learn through their healthcare is used by veterinarians and researchers to gain a better understanding of these mysterious animals. In fact, every day that we spend with them reveals more information about their species as well as their individual personalities, which, believe it or not, are just as different as you and I. Isn't that right, you guys? No. But most of all, Spinnaker, Helen, and Hannah remind us every day that from nets to garbage, it is man-made objects that are affecting dolphins all over the world.
Thank you very much for that, Christy. These animals are facing a lot of dangers in the open ocean, and we are trying to find different ways to protect them. But in order to do that, we do need to review what we know about this species. Well, we know that they live in groups. Now, these groups can be anywhere from 5 or they can be upwards of 2,000 individual dolphins. We also know that Pacific white-sided dolphins travel together. Now, this particular species can fly at speeds of over 35 kilometers per hour. To put that in perspective, the speed limit in Stanley Park is 30. So we're right now. The speed that you've just seen is fabulous when it comes to avoiding predators as well as surprising prey. But on the topic of prey, can anyone shout out for me what they think a Pacific white-sided dolphin might eat? Fish. Fish. And fish is what I'm looking for. So I want you to imagine for a second that you yourselves are Pacific white-sided dolphins. Now you're in the Pacific Ocean, you're looking for food. The deeper you get, the darker it is going to get. So how on earth are you going to find your lunch in this murky darkness? You can't simply open the fridge. Well, luckily, these animals are blessed with a very special ability, very similar to a submarine sonar system. We call it echolocation. What are those sounds? Don't worry, that is not a technical glitch. Those are the kind of sounds our Pacific white-sided dolphins make while they're underwater and echolocating. Now basically, the ability consists of making a series of chirps and clicks underwater and listening to the echoes and reverberations to gauge the distance and size of objects in their underwater world. Now we know it's a very accurate sense, so the question that we're left with, why are Pacific white-sided dolphins getting caught in fishing nets? This is research that we at the Vancouver Aquarium are working very hard on. Through the strong bond of trust that trainers like Christy have created with dolphins like Spinnaker, we're able to make sure, and I lost words there, get them to wear, these gelatin eye cups, like just that I've got in my hand right here. So this has been ongoing for the last 2 years now. We basically work the cups up their bodies, starting around their midsection, their pectoral pectoral flippers, and eventually getting to the point where they voluntarily allow us to cover their eyes. Now, once their eyes are covered like this, we can use a device called a hydrophone to listen in on how they're using sound to maneuver themselves underneath the water without the use of their eyesight. Through this research, it's our hope to better understand why exactly these animals are getting caught in fishing nets while hunting for their food. And let me tell you folks, we're incredibly lucky to work so closely with Spinnaker, Helen, and Hannah, because they do allow us the opportunity to do research that simply is not possible with dolphins in the ocean. Now, research shows that these animals are incredibly energetic, acrobatic, and playful, as those of you both involved in below the water can see from these amazing aerial displays. We also know that all this energy comes from the fish that they eat. Now, we've established that echolocation and sound is very good for finding that fish, but it's also very good when it comes to communication. Pacific white-sided dolphins are very social animals, often seen socializing in large groups. You may have seen them recently in a house sound area, showcasing some group aerials and acrobatics like these. As I said, they're highly social, they're highly vocal. They do make a wide variety of calls. We at the Vancouver Aquarium are sometimes lucky enough to be cut off by.
You sound like birds.
Let's give a round of applause for those. Dolphins also communicate through touch and through acrobatic behavior. Now, researchers believe that a leap known as a breach, which consists of slapping the body on the surface of the water, is a fabulous way to signal surrounding dolphins. Now, tail slapping is another great method of communication. It generates noise, it signals dolphins, and it can be used to stun prey. But unfortunately, folks, dolphins are not the only thing making noise in our oceans. Can anyone think of something that is man-made that might be making noise? They're boats. That's right. Boats are a huge source of noise pollution in our oceans. Now, Pacific white-sided dolphins are often seen bow riding or leaping along the side of large fishing vessels, as we're seeing with Spinnaker right here. How exactly that extra noise pollution is going to affect their population, it's a bit of a mystery, but it's a mystery that we are working very hard to uncover. But folks, like all good mysteries, the more questions we answer, the more questions arise. The biggest question that we're dedicated to answering here at the Vancouver Aquarium: how can we help? We know that man-made objects seems to be the biggest threat facing these animals in their natural habitat, but there is good news. There are simple things that you and I can do to help them, and it is as simple as cleaning up our trash and making sure we're disposing of it correctly. And if you're looking for a way to help starting today, most of the containers you get at the cafe are compostable. Instead of putting them in the trash, you can put them in a compost. Great way to start. So while the Pacific white-sided dolphin is still shrouded in mystery, luckily, here at the Vancouver Aquarium, with the help of Spinnaker, Helen, and Hannah, researchers, and of course, fabulous people like you, because by coming today and paying admission, you're helping us fund our facility where we have this research so we can make sure these animals are thriving off our coast for years to come. And as we get one final look at these beautiful Pacific white-sided dolphins, let me take this opportunity. Spinnaker, Helen, Hannah, Lisa, and Christy, have yourselves a great day.
He's so cute.
Once again, folks, my name is David. If you have any questions, concerns, or even compliments about my lovely sounding voice, don't hesitate to come on over and talk to me. If you're wondering what else is happening, if you're out at the aquarium today, head back inside to the main lobby, check out the show board. It's got a list of all the shows across the facility. There's a whole lot of stuff, and maybe stuff you might not even know about. Have a good day.